Okay guys, 6.9 magnitude earthquake in, I guess that was Peru. It's off the coast really. This shows it being basically right on the continent, right on the edge. But 6.9 magnitude earthquake, basically a 7.0. And then you have all the aftershocks that followed it. Now this took place yesterday, not today. So on the 28th. Okay, that's really the big earthquake that I just wanted to bring mention to it. I didn't have an opportunity yesterday to put out a video. So 6.9 magnitude earthquake, South America. And Turkey's still getting its aftershocks. Still to this day, 4.3 and a 4.5 here, just recently. Okay, over here on Google Earth, take a look at it. And it's showing it to be just off of the coast, and the other earthquakes being just off the coast and a couple right on the coast. Pretty interesting area, mountainous. And it struck in about 180, 200 feet of water. Let's get on down there and see for sure. Right there, 274 feet of water, so it wasn't in the deep end. The deep end's over here, which is about negative 12,926 feet. You can just see the elevation right here. Okay, so the earthquake was somewhere around 274 feet or so below sea level, and then here's the deep end over here, 12,000 feet or so. So that'll give you an idea where it struck, and an idea of what all's around that area. It doesn't look like there's any kind of housing or anything like that. Looks like a lot of erosion going on in that area from weather and everything. But the nearest city seems to be right here, the nearest big city. So that is pretty close to the earthquake. 6.9 in magnitude, followed by a series. Okay, remember they did have a 7.0 down here at one point as well. So, and you've had a 7.0 in Alaska. So again, guys, that pressure on that San Andreas is just growing and growing and growing and growing. Sooner or later, guys, like I've been saying it, and I'll continue to say it, sooner or later California is going to get nailed. I mean, it's just a matter of time, guys. It's just a matter of time. I mean, you've had 7.0s here, you've had 7.0s here, all the way around the ring of fire. All the way around, except basically from Canada, where Alaska and Canada meet, all the way down through North America, down through Central America, and then they've had 6.0s and bigger down here in Central America. So basically, this is the area that has yet to be hit by anything significant. And I don't know personally, but in my opinion would be that it's going to be well beyond a 7.0 when it finally strikes, because it's just continuing to build and build and build. So just once again, here's your area. Get that recentered. This is the area that it took place in, the 6.9 magnitude earthquake in the water in the Peru area. And if we just take a look at it right here, we'll click on it. It was on October 28th, 2011. The UTC time was 1854. Magnitude was 6.9. The depth was 23 kilometers. So not extremely deep or anything like that, but fairly shallow. Latitude negative 14.5149 and longitude 76.0093. Okay, so that's a 6.9 magnitude earthquake. Basically a 7.0. And just real briefly here, we'll just kick this down, kick this on up to 5.5 and bigger. And we'll just look at the last 8 days real quick, 5.5 and bigger. So basically you've had Alaska, Russia area, Japan, Papua New Guinea area, Fiji area, of course Turkey area is your main areas where you've had 5.5 magnitude and above in the last 8 days. So not too bad. Could be a lot worse. There was a point in time where we were getting a 7.4 about every 3 days there for a little while. So this is where we're at, guys, as far as earthquakes are concerned. 5.5, I don't consider that to be significant. Really and truly, I don't consider anything below a 6.5 to be anything too severe. But here's looking at 6.0 and bigger. We've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6.0 or bigger in the last 8 days. So basically, it boils down to 1 a day on average. That doesn't mean you'll have 1 every day or anything like that. It just means on an average, over a length of period of time, it'll average out to about 1 per day. About 1 per day. Okay. So there's your earthquake update, guys. I love you getting the word. As far as your weather, understand that you got a blizzard condition setting up in the northeast. Very odd situation. It's been 62 years since they've had this kind of a blizzard situation in the northeast. As far as Baltimore, if it gets over 1.5 inches, if they get more than 1.5 inches, it will set a historical record. Historical. Okay, they've never had more than 1.5 inches in all of their history that we know of. Historically speaking, that we know of, there's not been any accumulation beyond 1.5 inches in October at this time of the year for Baltimore. So if they get over 1.5 inches and they're expected to get 5 inches, it will set a historic record. Once again, the historic records continue even as we are heading into winter now. At this point, the historical records are still being set. Okay, all throughout this entire year, every event that's taken place has been historic. It's broken historical records as far back as we know. It's just wiped those records clean, and they're expected, like I said, Baltimore's expected to get about 1.5 inches of snow, and if they get 1.5 inches of snow, I mean, they're expected to get 5 inches, and 1.5 inches is the max that they've ever got. So this is going to literally blow the record out of the books if they do get 5, and not double, which would be 3 inches, okay, but nearly quadruple, almost quadruple the old record. Okay, so once again, nothing's changed, guys. Historical records are still being set, even to this day. This year has been nothing but historical event after historical event after historical event. Everything from the earthquakes, the magnitudes and the amount of them, the landslides, the mudslides, the sinkholes, the volcanic activity has set historical records. Pretty much every event that has taken place, everything that has happened in this year has been or is setting a historic record, rewriting history literally in this 1 year. So just be prepared. Like I said over and over again already, and I'll continue to say, this is probably going to be a very, very bad winter. No, I'm not just talking about it for the United States, but the entirety of the northern hemisphere. So just be ready for it. Okay, and over here on Intellicast, it's too late in the day. I wish I would have showed you this video earlier in the morning, but I'm going to show you the temperatures here. And earlier this morning you had 30s that dipped all the way down to here, which is setting records even in Texas for October. 30s were all the way down here, and you had 30s that came up through here all the way around like this. So basically anything to the south and east, all this area here, was warm, but basically from here all the way across and then up, except California, was in the 30s or below. A couple of negative temperatures up in the mountains, of course, but I mean, this is October, guys, and you can see this is at 11:28 a.m. Central Time. Right now, what you're looking at. But earlier this morning at 6 o'clock in the morning, like I said, the freezing line was right literally through here, and everything in this area was all below or at or around freezing in October. Okay, so just be prepared for what's coming this round, this winter. It's most likely going to be harsh. Florida was having their storms. Denver and Wyoming, Colorado and Utah, Wyoming. That area had an early snow as well, but not historical in any way or by any means. But remember, it's only been about 3 months since the snow's melted, and they're already getting snow again. So just be ready for what this winter is going to hold, guys. I mean, this is a massive low pressure system. As we put up the clouds, of course it's going to blank that one out, but there it is. So you can see just the size of this low pressure system is just huge. Okay, and There you got another one right here that's pulling through Canada, and this arm comes down in through here. And then you've got another one over here getting ready to set up. So we're going back into the original pattern. If you go back and watch my videos from March and April in that area, you'll see this exact same pattern that was coming through in the springtime that was still producing all those snows and things like that. So just be prepared. If you live in this area, make sure you got your blankets ready and you've got food and water, and make sure that if you're going to drive in this situation that you've got blankets in the trunk and you're prepared because of power outages and road closures. If you get stuck on the road, you don't want to perish just from frostbite or what have you, hypothermia and so forth, so on. So just be prepared. Make sure you've got your vehicles ready. Have a plan of action ready to go if you lose power. There's the potential is up to 62 million people without power is the potential here. That's not necessarily what's going to happen. It's just the potential at this point. So keep an eye on it. If you guys live up in the Northeast, I'll be praying for you guys, and get in the Word, guys. Stay in the Word, and I'll talk with you guys soon. Just wanted to bring you up to date. You got a major snowstorm taking place in the Northeast very early in the year. People, instead of buying pumpkins, they're buying snow shovels and snow blowers and all sorts of other things. So just be ready for what's going to happen in that area, and get ready for this winter, guys, because it's going to be pretty brutal from the looks of things. Okay, guys, I love you, and I'll talk to you guys soon.